Welcome back to Chalk Talk. England Lionesses beat China 6-1 in their third and final group game in the FIFA Women's World Cup. Looking at the key statistics then, we can see possession, England again heavily in favour, 74% against China's 26%. England having 17 shots with 7 of them being on target. China only managing 7 shots with just 3 of them being on target. Again, so stats-wise, England coming out very much on top. Onto the tactics then. We can see here the two lineups. We've got the China lineup on the left there with their 4-4-2 and the England lineup, which was a little bit surprising. They opted for a back three, and that will come on to feature in lots of the discussion coming up. Just quickly looking at China then, they were quite happy to sit back in their low block in a 4-4-2 and work hard and defend deep and let England have lots of the possession during the game. Obviously, the key change for England was opting for going three at the back. And I think Sarina Wiegman really wanted to try and have more control in possession, which was probably one of the reasons for this. This also allowed James to take up a more central role behind two strikers, a bit more of a free roaming role for her to be able to assist and create goals, which she did in abundance in this game. Okay, general play looks a little bit something like this. Obviously, we've got China there in their 4-4-2 shape, England in their 3-4-1-2. The early build-up caused huge problems for China with the three at the back. They just had two forwards trying to press them, so England always had the advantage of a 3v2 build-up coming out from the back, which made it very difficult for China to actually get the ball off them or make any interceptions. On top of this, what didn't help was that China's wingers were actually trying to lock on to press the outside centre-backs. However, when this did happen, it created a scenario like this with free passing options out to the wing-backs with Daly and Bronze there, which allowed England to progress easily up the pitch. And this happened time and time again and was really to China's detriment. Again, another key thing where England dominated was this 3v2 overload in the midfield. Now, Lina and Ling Wei there were pushing onto Stanway and Zilem and trying to press them. However, this always left them in two minds because it left Lauren James free there in that pocket in between the midfield and the defence. And quite often as well, we would see James drift from side to side, which opened up these passing channels for Carter to pass through to her here and receive the ball and create lots of problems. And also on the other side, Greenwood as well, who has got an excellent passing range to find James in those pockets, in between the lines, in between the defence and the midfield. Another feature that really helped England in this game, obviously Hemp and Russo scoring, the first 2 goals of the game came from them playing on the shoulders of these centre-halves of China. And it also pinned the back four back because Russo and Hemp were playing in between the centre-back and the full-back for China. It gave them a real problem and kept that back four pinned back, and it actually allowed the wing-backs then to have more time on the ball for England. But again, both of England's first 2 goals did come from strikers making movements up the side of the centre-halves. And obviously you've got James there lurking in between the midfield and defence, no one quite sure who should pick her up. And this created all sorts of problems for China. And it really looked promising for England throughout the game with this situation. Last thing to focus on was actually, although England was so good in possession, so good and dominated proceedings and created lots of shots on goal and looked a very, very strong team, their ability to press the ball out of possession was frightening, and England were winning the ball back within 6 or 7 seconds, most times of losing it, and weren't afraid to push on and lock on and have a 5v4 there. You can see on the left with the front players pushing on the press there back for China, and actually sometimes that would just leave Bright on her own at the back in terms of the pressing structure, but England were not afraid to actually front foot forward, press forward, win the ball back early, and then we can recycle and play our game again. That was really, really impressive. Again, we can see England here. They've played 3 now, won 3, top the group, 9 points. They've had a fantastic run. Obviously, this game far outseeded anything they've done so far. And actually, you know, I might say, well, China weren't a very good team. But if you look here at the results, China have had lots of very close games so far, and no one's absolutely smashed them out of the park so far. I think the tactics that Serena Wiegman employed in this game really did bring out the best in England and allow them to dominate proceedings. So, will this 3-4-1-2 shape stay for England? Will the Lionesses play it in their next game? We will find out. It'll be really interesting to see. However, I really do like this, especially James in that little hole just behind the front two. And it's going to hopefully cause lots of teams more problems. And there's another string to the bow of the Lionesses team if they are to progress further into the latter stages of this competition. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. I'll be back next time.